So without much ado, let's start the conclave with a keynote address by Mirae Asset India CEO, Mr. Swaroop Mohanty. Mr. Mohanty needs no introduction and is one of the most prominent leaders in the financial industry. Having spent more than 25 years in the industry, Mr. Mohanty is responsible for the overall mutual fund business of Mirae Asset India. It's over to you, sir.
Good evening and a very warm welcome to all of you. We're standing at the threshold of some very interesting times ahead in the form of markets, investing, and products. It has become clearer by the day that the way things were will not be the way things will be going forward. It is time to sit down and reflect on how such changes might affect us in the future. Due to the fiduciary role that we play, it is always important to think of what is right for the investor. And with the changing environment, there is a definite case for us to rethink our approach as asset managers, as mutual fund distributors, or advisors, and as investors. Hence, we thought this would be the right time for all of us to come together and look at the future of investing. InnoWave 2020 is the first ETF conclave held by Mirae Asset India with an aim of having an enriching discussion with all the stakeholders involved in the business of money management, from advisor to investor to distributor, about passive investing and the role of ETFs in their portfolios. The whole intent is to make this conclave a huge process of learning, as we are joined by some amazing personalities and talent from across the globe. We feel it is the right time to gain from their expertise and experience of both managing products and advising clients and learn about some of the future trends in investing. While many of you gathered here today might know about Mirae Asset, but let me give you a brief overview about us and our global experience with ETFs. Hailed as Korea's mutual fund pioneer by Harvard Business School, the group laid its foundation in the year 1997 by our founder, Mr. Hyun-Joo Park. Over the next 2 decades, we have emerged as a global financial group focusing not only on serving our clients, but broader society as well. The journey of Mirae Asset Global Investments is reflective of the rise and acknowledgement of ETFs. I believe the inflection point observed for the rise of ETFs came after the global financial crisis of 2007-2008. The next decade saw AUM of ETFs increase by a staggering USD 5 trillion, which currently stands at over $7 trillion at the end of July 2020. Globally, Mirae Asset Investment started as a pure active long-only fund house, and today our assets are over 27% parked in ETFs. That is how significant the growth of ETFs has been in the last 4 or 5 years in our overall AUM. In India, ETFs are going through a significant traction and popularity lately. Across the market, there has been a surge and interest from all the stakeholders, and more importantly, amongst investors about passive investing and ETFs. Though ETFs have been in existence in India for over 20 years now, the growth in ETFs has happened over the last 5-6 years. Some of the reasons can be attributed to the government use of ETFs as a preferred route of disinvestment. ETFs are now being used by EPFO and private PFs to take exposure to the equity markets. The regulator-driven changes such as categorization of funds in the active space and the benchmarking against TR index have also affected the performance evaluation. And finally, the shrinking alpha in active fund space has got many of us thinking about the costing side of investing too. For Mirae Asset India, the first decade of our business plan was to demonstrate a performance track record and build capabilities in our fund management business. We are extremely happy with the investor satisfaction that we've been able to build with the support of many of you who are present here today. We now get into the second phase of our business where we are able to build products for the future. We do believe alpha generation will continue for well-managed active funds, But at the same time, passive products will have a place in investors' portfolio due to the inherent advantages of being low cost and their growing utility from the Indian context, such as, say, strategic asset allocation, where ETFs form part of your core portfolio or the satellite portfolio. For investors who believe that alpha can be generated in a certain part of fund management, one should stick to active fund management. And where you believe that alpha may not be generated going forward, one should graduate to the passive side. That is how both will exist together, and a combination of both will form a far stronger portfolio than the past. The tactical adjustment of your asset allocation to benefit the current markets and the economic environment are also complementary to the rise of ETFs going forward. You can also gain from the intraday activity by trading in ETFs on the exchange. Sitting in India, one can take international exposure through the various international funds that are available on the passive sides today. One can also park excessive cash and reduce the cash drag of the portfolios through ETFs. When you do a combination of both active and passive, there is no doubt that the overall cost of the portfolio reduces too. And one of the biggest benefit that will come now and going forward through products which will come is one can take focused exposure in themes and sectors and strategies through ETFs. That's where will be a game-changing moment for Indian ETFs, as it has been globally, is an observation. We believe it is time for passive funds to start forming part of the investor portfolio in India. It is no longer a debate of active or passive. We believe both active and passive business needs to and will coexist simultaneously. Passive investors will continue to invest in funds with a good track record, and an active investor should take market exposure using ETFs to reduce overall active risk and the cost of his overall portfolio. The question that I've said, which no longer exists, is active or passive, but it slowly graduates to now active and passive. And I will go one step ahead and ask, where in active and where in passive? The ultimate aim should be to build a strong portfolio for the investor, and one should build it without any bias. The key lies in the ability to do that and look at what is good for your portfolio, and that is where is the right way going forward. Our aim as an AMC is to build capabilities on both sides, that is the active and passive across asset classes, and to continue to give investors a good wealth creation journey in the times to come. We have a very exciting evening lined up for you, because some of the speakers that are there as panelists today are extremely knowledgeable and are stalwarts from the various sides of their businesses. We are very fortunate to have them with us tonight, and I look forward to learning from them alongside you. I thank you for joining us, and I wish you good health always.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohanty, for setting the tone for the event and also touching upon the vision of Mirae Asset India. I'm sure it would help answer a lot of questions in the mind of our investors regarding Mirae Asset future plans.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.